I wonder how I would look in dark mode. Cool. I just recently updated my MacBook Pro and there's a lot of awesome new features like stacks, dynamic desktop, etc. But the thing I'm most excited for is night mode. I'm actually a recent convert to night mode. It took me a while. The first person to actually use night mode around me was my girlfriend, true story, and she told me you should try night mode. And I kind of looked at it and I was like, I just kind of brushed it off. I was like, night mode, whatever. Then I went ahead and updated my YouTube and I updated my Twitter. Those features had night mode on them, so I was like, let me just give it a try. Especially when it came to YouTube. I'm always on YouTube, I'm always watching it, so I was just like, let's just see how it looks. And well, the rest is pretty much history. I love night mode now. I put it on my Twitter, I put it on my YouTube. I wish it could be on every single app. I don't even know how it would look on Instagram, but I bet it would look awesome. I want night mode everywhere I can possibly get it. And that's what this video is pretty much dedicated to. It's night mode specifically on the Mac Mojave, and night mode on your browsers, whether that's Google Chrome or Firefox, which are the two main browsers that I use on my computer. And so setting up night mode on there, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set that up here. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of having night mode everywhere. And we're going to go ahead and compare night mode apps versus regular apps and how they actually look. So as you can see, this is the new Mac Mojave and the dark mode of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just compare and contrast some of the applications that I usually use, that usually regular or old Mac users use, just so you guys can go ahead and see the differences between them, how they look, and whether you want to use dark mode or not. Maybe you're on the fence about it like I was, and maybe you still need to be convinced. But pretty much we'll go to our settings, and this is just how you'll toggle this on and off. If you're interested, maybe you turn it on, maybe you turn it back off, whatever. But right here you can see appearance, light, dark. Click light, it will fade right into the regular Mac appearance that we're used to. That is just the sort of whitish gray front of everything. And then if you go back to dark, boom, you can see now it's in dark mode. So we're going to go ahead and do light mode right now just to open up some apps. We'll hide this guy. Here is the calendar app. That's your natural regular calendar app. Back to dark mode, boom, calendar app in dark mode. Bring up our settings again, light mode, have that guy. Here's our notes app, regular looking notes app. So those are three apps that we usually use just to compare and contrast how those look differently, and how they affect your experience. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to bounce into the browser and the browser experience and how that actually looks. And one thing I was actually surprised about was opening up Firefox, and it actually adjusted by itself. So if we go back to Firefox and we click, if we go back to our settings and we click dark, Firefox itself already adjusted to dark mode, which I thought was really cool because I did not get that same experience with Google Chrome. If I go to Google Chrome, and actually we'll come back to that toggle in a second, but if I go to Google Chrome, this is how it regularly looks. But Firefox did adjust. So Firefox is adjusting automatically after you update to Mac Mojave. If you put on dark mode, you will see that Firefox changes right away. The only issue with that is that if you go to a website, you'll notice that the contents of that website does not change with Firefox and its dark mode. So obviously we're on YouTube here and it's still bright as usual. If we go to Google, Google's still bright as usual. Google Drive I already have up, that's bright as usual. And then if we go to Google Chrome, we have the white Google Chrome. One of the things I actually did was I then downloaded, not downloaded, but installed the Google Chrome extension and the Firefox extension for dark mode, so that everything and all the contents on every website would show up in dark mode. And for Chrome specifically, that's just dark mode offered by Grephy right here. And you just add, I already have it installed, so that's why it says remove from Chrome, but you would just add it and then you'll see this little guy pop up right here on your toolbar. This is pretty much a toggle button. You toggle this guy on or off and you'll see obviously current state dark and then current state light. Toggle it on for dark mode, and it's really weird for its specific page. It actually doesn't change, but if you go to YouTube, now you can see YouTube is in fact dark. If we bounce on over to Firefox, I already have it once again installed right here. Current state light. Turn that on. Boom. Dark. Light. Dark. Light. Dark. And then this guy, pretty much same situation. I just looked up dark mode for Firefox add-on, and I just added it as another extension to Firefox. Now, some things to know about this is that even though you have dark mode for Google Chrome, you'll notice that the top bar right here still remains white. And that's kind of a bummer. That doesn't happen with Firefox because Firefox automatically adjusted by itself, and then when you toggle it on, you see the dark mode pop up already. So you will get a complete dark mode experience with Firefox. You can't necessarily get that with Google Chrome, because if you were to have that dark Google Chrome right here, that means that you're in incognito mode. Incognito mode naturally uses the dark toolbar to showcase that you're in that specific window versus just a regular Google Chrome experience. So you can use incognito, but that will affect your overall Google browsing experience because you don't get your cookies and site data, your browsing history, things of that sort, things that autofill passwords, everything of that sort that Google Chrome always does in the background. You don't get that experience with incognito. But if you want a full dark mode, you could technically just download that extension and then always be in incognito. I don't want to do that, so right now I'm just going to go ahead and deal with what I got here. Another thing to mention is that in Gmail, you'll notice that it doesn't really look right with the actual extension, so I actually want to turn this guy off. And right now I'm on just the regular dark theme for Gmail. And the dark theme pretty much does the job. It looks as it should. All the buttons look fine. When I toggle this guy on, you notice that the buttons kind of get lost. And then if you even were to like that, mark all as red, you highlight, you hover over it, and it gets lost in the dark mode. So keeping this off, you would assume that you want to do that, but then that affects all your other websites. So if you're on YouTube and you want YouTube dark mode, click it on, but then if you went back to your Gmail, you would see it's now off. So, or no, now it's on, but it's affecting it, so you turn it off, but then you go back to YouTube and now it's off. You can't, unfortunately, do one tab on, one tab off. That would be awesome, that would be ideal. It would also just be ideal for Gmail to just work naturally with the plugin, with the extension, but that's not how it is right now. Maybe there'll be an update in the future and we'll see something of that sort, but right now it does not exist. Complete dark mode experience does come with Firefox though. I was even amazed to see that Google Sheets went completely dark mode and that everything just works. Like all the options, your file, edit, view, all those tabs still remain visible. Your sheet even goes dark. You have like a black piece of paper there with white text. That's all really cool, really sleek. That's awesome, and I love that in Firefox. And you won't get that in Google, unfortunately. that's just how it is right now. But that's pretty much it for this video. That is dark mode, specifically on your MacBook Pro and as well as on your browsers. There are differences between Google Chrome and Firefox. So let me know in the comments down below, are you using dark mode? Are you going to switch to dark mode soon? I'm really excited to see where this ends up as developers get more and more involved in the process and actually adding dark mode to a bunch of different apps and websites, and just seeing where it goes. I love it on YouTube and I love it on Twitter, and I'm really excited to see just how far this aesthetic could be stretched. But that's all for me now, guys. Once again, thank you for watching my video. My name's Josue and I live in Chicago, the greatest city in the world, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.